Welcome back, everybody. I was out in Utah at Blackstone HQ last week doing some things with my colleagues, and I visited a very cool place that I've been to several times, Gossner Dairy. I brought home a massive block, a 5-pound block of smoked Swiss cheese, and of course, cheese curd, one of the things they're known for. Let's do some deep fried cheese curd on the Blackstone Griddle. They have regular, they have smoked, they have salsa. I brought home ranch plus jalapeno. I've done this in the past where I've battered it and fried it, but I was reading a little bit online from people that do a lot of cheese curd, and they suggested that you put the cheese curd in the freezer for an hour prior to battering it and deep frying it. So it's semi-frozen. I'm gonna start out with the ranch. It's delicious. I snuck a few pieces of it. It has all types of herbs in there. I have about 2 cups of all-purpose flour. I'm gonna add about a half cup or so of whole milk, maybe a cup and a half, 2 cups of Miller High Life. This is the stuff that I like to use when I do my shrimp and cod. Let's see where we're at right now consistency-wise. You can add a little more milk or beer if you have to. I want this to be fairly thick. I think that's gonna be pretty good. If you need to, you can add a little bit of cornstarch to thicken things up. I have my Blackstone 36-inch Pro Series. I have these right 2 burners on, and I'm fluctuating between low and high. I have a cast iron skillet that has maybe 3/4 of an inch of peanut oil. We want to shoot to have the temperature somewhere between 350 and 375 degrees. Just know that it isn't going to be a set it and forget it temperature. You might have to crank things up. You might have to do another temperature reading beforehand. And remember, when you put that cold battered cheese in there, the temperature is gonna drop. So I suggest having it higher in that 365 or 375 range, because it'll no doubt drop down to 350. I typically would season this with at least salt and pepper. But today I've got a treat for you. It's a Redmond's Real Salt, the Wasatch steak seasoning. Gonna put some of that in there. So I saw a Heavy D video like a year ago or so. They went down into the Redmond salt mine in Redmond, Utah. I loved it. I told my wife about it. She ordered some of their salt. We started using it at home. About a month ago, they sent me a message thanking me for using their products in my videos, and they hooked me up. Check it out. Big box. The salt, which I love. We've got the organic garlic pepper. Look at this. Smoked salts, hickory, cherry, and a chef's blend. We have some of their hydration blends, their pre-workouts as well. Everything from organic salt to organic onion salt, even mini Redmond salt. So stay tuned. Plan on doing a big collaboration with Redmond in the near future. Then I'm gonna go in with my cheese curd. My ranch cheese curd. I'm gonna give this a light mix. I don't wanna break up the cheese curd. I just wanna make sure everything gets evenly coated. I'm gonna use a spoon and a fork combination, try to limit the amount of extra batter. My oil is holding steady at about 375. It's gonna drop as soon as these go in there, and you should see them start to fry. You can see them starting to turn yellow. It's gonna take a couple of minutes. I think we're close enough, so I'm gonna pull these, put them on a paper towel to dry. That cheese curd starting to melt out. Might look a little bland there. I had some basil from a pizza recipe I just did, so I'm gonna chop up a little basil. I think if I was doing a horseradish mayo for this, parsley would be the way to go, but might look pretty just to have a little bit of basil. And I pulled some Chipotle ranch out of the refrigerator. Take a look at that. Oh yeah. Ooh, I don't know if you can see that steam or not. Some people call it squeaky cheese. It is so good. We're gonna go in for a dip. I didn't grow up eating cheese curd. The seasoning, I can taste the salt in there. I can taste the beer in there as well. It has that pub flavor, beer cheese flavor. Make sure you have that temperature at that higher end before you drop them in there. Even though mine was at 375, the temperature dropped even more than I anticipated this time. So I think next time I might have it up around 400 degrees at the beginning because the temperature went down even lower than I thought. So make sure you maintain that temperature. And until next time, this is Todd. I'm saying praise the Lord and pass the deep fried cheese curd.